Hi, it's Kieran here. Let's do a video walkthrough of an exercise. It's a very simple one, and you can see it here. So work out how many grams of dilithium crystal it'll take to ship some quonks from Bluetol to Skintal. They're both planets. There are some rules for doing that here. So a quonk takes 0.1 grams to ship, and for each shipment add 0.3 grams of overhead. See that there. And then if the user wants pirate insurance, add 0.4 grams. The data is attached to the end of the URL like this, as we've been doing. So shipping.php is the page. Quonks equals 311 in this case, and insured equals n. Here's another one, but insured is y this time. And here's another one with insured equals y as well. Notice that in this case, y is uppercase. In this case, y is lowercase. So we have to allow for either. But, excuse me, we'll assume that both parameters are present and that there are no errors. We actually deal with errors later in the course and spend quite a bit of time on data validation. Okay, so I want an HTML page. I'm going to be doing this with our old pal. Nope, we don't want that. Our old pal PHP Storm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create it and then upload it to, I'll create the solution and upload it so you can see how this all works. Okay, now I've created a project I've called mine Web Apps Course. You can call yours something else if you want. And one of the things I recommend is you create one project for all of the exercises in the course, except if you want to create a different one for like the projects and so on, that's fine. But just doing this just keeps it easy. All right, so firstly, I'm going to find a place to make a folder for this particular exercise, and I'm going to make it, where did I decide I was going to make it? We'll make it right here. All right, it's already got some stuff in it, that's okay. So right click and make a new directory. And we'll call it crystals. All right. Okay. Now we're not going to have a PHP file in there. So new PHP file, or filet, as it's sometimes pronounced. No, it's not. No one pronounces it that way. All right. Okay. So I'm going to be here. Now I need a template to get started. And in our course, we have a page template, of course, that I can copy, grab the HTML. I could find it on this page, or I can go to lists and then to patterns, or patterns as it's really pronounced, and to basic page template. I speak strangely and mispronounce things on purpose sometimes just to amuse myself. Amusing yourself is just fine. So like this one I'll call basic page template. Okay, so here it is. I'll take this one here and I'll copy it. Copy and paste is my friend. I'll go back here and I've got to close the PHP. Oops, do I do it like that? Yeah. And then Control V, and there we've got that. And there are two slots in this, the title and then the page content. So the title I'll just call what would be a good name? Crystals, and down here I'll put let's see, how about that? And I was guessing how you spell dilithium, seeing it doesn't really exist, it doesn't matter. Dilithium crystals, okay, for order or something like that. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do that. The first thing I'm going to do is output. So this program is going to have an input and a calculation output part. So well, let's go up here and let's do the PHP first. I'm using the pattern where a little calculations up at the top, and then the bottom down here is just for output. Okay. So look, if you remember, if we go back to the Le Brasier and look at the exercise, we've got quonks and we've got insured are the two parameters. So I'm going to Control C and Control C. And you're thinking, oh no, hasn't the second Control C erased the first one? Oh, ye of little faith. I of course use a clipboard manager to make things easy for myself. So get input is my first comment. I'll have a couple variables for that. Here's the first one was quonks. By the way, this is what I put on my clipboard. Aha! So I can go up and do all this sort of stuff. So if I want to, I'll hit this, I'll hit 2, just quonks, right? Very convenient. I use ditto as a clipboard manager. It's referenced in our textbook like thing. So dollar get, and it's quonks. Right. All right. Now the next one was a dollar insured, and I'll just do like that, and we'll do this, and we'll do that. Nope, we won't do that. We'll do Control Shift H, is what is the shortcut I've assigned to it. The standard one is actually different, but anyway, insured. Okay, so that's going to do that, and we're going to compute. Must have hit caps lock at some point. Compute, compute shipping cost. Well, usually, yeah, that's good enough. Cost in crystals. All right. So we'll make it cost equals the number of quonks, okay, times, and what was it? It was 0.1 grams to ship a quonk. All right, so 0.1 plus there was an overhead of 0.3 grams for the entire order. 0.3. Okay, that's fine. Now let's add in the insurance. Well, it depends whether it's insured or not. So we'll say if, and this at this point in the course maybe we haven't talked about if, but you will soon. Insured equals y, and yes, if you're thinking something's wrong there, you're right, but we'll come back to that. So if insured equals y, we need to add another 0.4 grams for the pyrate insurance. So that's, of course, pyrate is usually 3.14, but we'll do it differently. Ha! Jolly joke. Okay, cost plus equals, so we're adding to it. What was it? 0.4, right? Yeah. Okay, 0.4. Duck. Okay. Now, so we've got the input. We're computing shipping cost. Be the basic cost, add insurance if necessary. Okay, now I'm just going to output the data I've got in simple p tags. So QUONKS, that's the first one, and I'm going to do, and it's $quonks. Okay. What I might do now is to actually test it to see what it looks like so far. And it's very common for me. This program is so simple I could just do it all in one step. But it might not be that simple for you. So after you've put in a bit of code, you might want to test out what you've done. So if there's a problem, you know it's with this piece of code right here and not with the extra code that we haven't written yet. Okay, so I'm going to Control Save that. I've got PHP Storm set up so that you can see up here there's a little asterisk there showing me that this hasn't been saved yet. So Control S. Yours might not do that. You actually have to turn an option on to get that save indicator. That's covered in the course somewhere. All right. Now, I'm going to test it now. And I've actually been using, this morning I was using Edge. So I'm going to hit Edge, which I normally don't, but might as well. Hit that. and it says, that's strange. Can't reach the page. Oh, localhost refused to connect because I forgot to start XAMPP. Silly me. Okay, so I'm going to start that. I'm going to hit the Windows key and bring up this thing, and then I'm going to hit X. Aha! XAMPP control panel. I'll run as an administrator and say yes. All right. So XAMPP does its thing, and I don't need MySQL for this. I need Apache, so I'll hit start. Okay, and as you can see, it's on port 8080. And when I was setting up this project in PHP Storm, I configured a local server for it on port 8080. Okay, so we've got that. Let me try this again. So I'm going to go back to this thing. Let's try it again. Undefined index quonks. What the heck is that? Oh, silly fellow. Okay, remember that the URL has to look like this, right? Quonks equals 311 and short equals n. So when I did this test, that's not here. It's empty. And so PHP is saying, wait a minute, dude. I can't find those stinking quonks on line 3. See, it says line 3 with that. It actually does have that strange accent. I don't know why. Let's have a look at line 3. There's line 3. Oh, it's quonkless. So let's add some quonks. We'll do it like that. Okay? And let's try this again. All right. So it looks pretty good so far. Dilithium crystals for order, quonks 311. That's what we expected. Now, I'm going to hit Control U. Oh, I need some more coffee, obviously. Actually, what I do is I get some, what I'm drinking now, well, it could be vodka, for what you know, but it isn't. I take coffee crystals, like instant coffee stuff, Folgers, whatever. I put some of that in a mug, and I pour in a little of that vanilla flavoring stuff, and then I put in milk on top of that, and then I heat the whole thing up, and it's quite tasty. Anyway, so I've done that, but and that looks okay, but one thing I always do is I view the source code. So I'm going to right click and view page source down here. And I'm going to look for any reds. I'm actually Netscape. I'm not sure whether this actually is useful at all in Edge, but if there are HTML errors, Netscape will show them in red. Let's see if Edge does that as well. So let's go back to here. Let's do something weird, like let's take out the title. Okay, so that's incorrectly formed HTML, and you can see that PHP Storm is telling me that. So if you see these red things, you want to investigate. If you put the mouse cursor right over that, it will give you an error message, and you click the line there, and it gives you more about that. Okay. In fact, if you go over here, you click down on this thing. Oops, now the error is gone. Maybe I'll gotta click there to do it. Yeah, okay. You even get sometimes a solution. It'll actually offer to do this for you. If I click that, oh, it put it in the wrong place, but it did something anyway. All right, another way to get that is Alt-Enter, and you get that same list of steps to take, possible corrections. Okay, so I'm going to save this, Control-S. I'll go back to Edge, reload. Oh, that's weird. Control-U. Oh, it didn't give me any red stuff. That's too bad. Ye old Netscape will do that for you. All right, so I can also see that this is a weird title here. Meta charset, what the heck? Anyway, so I'll go back here, Control Z that, back to there. Okay. So that's useful. It gives me some confidence that the thing is working right now. Okay, so I've done these calculations. Now let's output some more stuff. So let's put P insurance question, and we'll do one of these, one of these, one of these, and dollar insured. Okay, and then we'll do was it, oh, just cost, fine, cost, one of these, one of these, one of these, and dollar cost. Oops. All right, so I'm going to control that and go back to the browser, and we'll refresh this. Oh wow, look at that. So that looks about right. 0.1 plus for each quant plus 0.3 with no insurance. I'll just have a look at the HTML again, and it's really HTML, people say, but I say HTML sometimes because I'm a jerk. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's test it again. Let's do insurance equals, well, yeah, okay. Insurance equals yes. Okay, did that work? It seemed to. All right. We also know because of oh, wrong one. No, I did have that right. Of what this asks is that insurance can be upper or lower case, right? Insurance can be upper or lower case. So let's test that. So. Uh-oh. 311. Well, hold on. Let me make it easier to figure out what's going on here. I'll just make this 1 so I don't have to do many calculations. So 1, it says that's 0.4. If I make this lowercase. Oh no. Well, it doesn't seem right, does it? This one gives 0.8. This says it's insured. This gives 0.4. So which one is right? So let's see, quonk is 0.1, let's say 0.1 plus 0.3 for the ordering cost, that's 0.4 plus insurance is 0.4, so it should be 0.8, but it ain't. Taint right. There we go. So what's wrong? Well, I already know what's wrong, but let's say we didn't know what's wrong. Let's, I'm going to use the debugger to try to figure this out. So let's see. I'm going to put a breakpoint. Let's put a breakpoint right here. So I clicked in this gray area here, setting a breakpoint. Debugger can be a bit of a pain to set up, actually. This has to be, see, it's got the picture of the telephone, means it's listening. See that? And now it's not listening. It's got a little not sign there. Okay, phones actually used to look like this. They used to have handsets rather, that looked like that. Okay, so I've said I want a breakpoint there. The breakpoint doohickey is on and waiting. So I'll go back to browser. Oh, I think I may have messed something up here. Anyway, because I didn't put in an extension for Xdebug into this particular browser, because I normally don't use it that much. Get extensions for Microsoft Edge. Let's hope there is one for Xdebug. Aha! Xdebug helper. Easy debugging, profiling, and tracing extension. We're going to get it. Add extension. There it is. Alright, I'm going to turn on sync. I want to be synkless. Okay, so hopefully this is going to help, because now I have this little guy here. Right now it's disabled. I'll click it. I'll say, aha! There we go. This is actually, hello, not working. Debug. Let me try shutting this down and turning it back on again. Sometimes extensions don't work until you reload, but don't think this is working at all. Debug. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's working. Well, at least it's turned on, but I don't know if it's working or not. This actually looks very similar to the Chrome extension. That's because Edge uses the Chrome engine and adds its own Microsoft stuff around that. All right. So let's go back to, oh no, we're in the right place. All right. So this was the one that was working. This was the one that wasn't working. So I'll do that and I'll hit enter. All right. Anything happen? No, it didn't stop. All right. I'm going to use a different browser for this then. I'm going to go over here. We'll use Chrome since that works. And here's Chrome. And oh, I need to put in this stuff here, so I forgot that. So I'm just going to let it continue, and it'll fail with those messages. And I'll go back here, and I put this on the clipboard a while back, but it was this one. And short equals yes, and we'll change this to 1 just to make it easy to calculate. I'll hit enter. All right. Okay, now, so I'm in Chrome. I've got the same extension enabled. You can see how similar it looks. I don't know why it didn't work in Edge. And PHP stopped right here. So it's already executed that line. It's already executed that line. It stopped before it's executed this line. So we can see that quonks is 1. Insured is Y. All right. I can see these variables here. I can also put the mouse cursor over them. And also I can see them down in a debugger window, which gives me the value for insured and quonks. Notice that there's no value for cost yet. The variable hasn't been created. I do have this get array I can explore, okay, which is pretty useful. Okay, now I'm going to tell the debugger to execute one line. And I know the shortcut is F8 for that, but I could also use, is it this one? Yeah, step over. All right, for now. So I'll step over. Okay, let's see. It said that quonks is 1, okay, and cost is 0.4. Well, that's right so far, right? We've got 1 quonk times 0.1 is 0.1 plus 0.3 gives us 0.4. So this line isn't the problem. Whatever's going on to make insurance bad, it's not this line, because everything's fine up to this point. So after the line executes, it's fine. Now I'm going to run this line and ensure it's Y right there, and it's Y right there. So it should go into line 8. Okay, so let's step over. What? It jumped right over this. It didn't go into line 8. Well, no wonder it didn't work. Okay. Aha! I think I see the problem. Anyway, now I'm going to click this resume program because I know about what the error is, so I'll just let it do its thing. Okay. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Let me try that again. Go back here. Actually, I'll just refresh this page. Go back to this guy. Here we are again. Press F8, F8. No, it skipped right over again. Okay, I'm going to look at this thing. I wonder, because I expect this to be true. All right, so I've got to highlight that. And what? It's false. That can't be right. Huh. I'm going to hit Control-C just in case, but I'm also going to go down and use this guy here. So I've selected this expression, and I've got this evaluator here. So this lets me evaluate things while the program is running. Okay? So insured equals Y. Evaluate. That's false! But wait a minute. Insured it. Uh-oh, I see the problem. Insured is uppercase Y. And that's lowercase. So how can I solve that? Well, if I convert this to lowercase, that would work. But how do I do that? Let's see. What would be? How would I find out? Well, if I would want to do that, I could go to here, PHP convert string to lowercase. Aha, looks like there's a string to lower function. Let me click that. String to lower. Maybe that would do it. I wonder if it would. Let me take that and that. I'm going to go back to PHP Storm, and in this expression evaluator, I'm just going to paste this in to see if it would work. Control V, right? And I'll add this. So I'm not adding this to the code yet. I just put it in here to evaluate to see if it will work. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing it to show that you can. Evaluate it. Aha! Now it's true. Victory or Sovngarde. Okay. Well, we're not there yet. All right. So it looks like string to lower might help. So I'm going to go back here. I'll let this program finish. I'll go back here. And there are a number of places I could put this. What would be a good thing? I know. I'll actually add an extra step. So $insured equals string to lower, or if I just type this str, you can see that PHP Storm is really smart. It knows that string to lower exists and says, well, is that what you mean, dude? And of course it is. And it tells me what the parameter is as well. Is it Control Q? Yeah, Control. If I put the cursor on a function I want to know about, Control Q will give me some quick help on it. String to lower, make a string lowercase. It gives me all sorts of information about it. Okay. If I hit Shift F1, put the cursor in string to lower, hit Shift F1, I think it'll actually go to php.net and look it up for us in the online documentation, which is pretty cool. All right, so this would have to be, and notice that there's a squiggly red thing here. It means I've forgotten to do the semicolon. Also, you can look up here in the top left and you can see there's a summary. It's got there's one error and it thinks maybe some typos. So anyway, I need that. See, the error's gone up here. It thinks there are some typos, and one of them, for example, is quonks. Typo in word quonks. Let's see. I'd like it to ignore that. Alt, because I already know that that's like a brand name or something. Control Alt. So I'm going to put the cursor in here and do Alt Enter. Save quonks to dictionary. So do I want it? Yeah, why not? All right. And you see, so quonks you now see is not underlined anymore. It's in the dictionary, and the number of errors, typos, has gone down to 1. Anyway, let's. So what I've done, got quonks, then get insured, and then take whatever insured is and make it to lowercase. Okay, I'm going to change the breakpoint. I'm going to put it here, just so I can see all this stuff in action. Go back to the browser. Here it is. This is it. Press F5. All right. Okay. So it stopped there. I'm going to press F8 is actually a shortcut for step over things. So let's do that. Okay, quonks down is 1 down here. You can see, so that's fine. F8. Okay, insured is uppercase Y. Now, if this works, it should take uppercase Y, convert it to lowercase y, and put it back in insured. So this should turn into a lowercase y down here. It did! Hooray, hooray! Now, okay, this is what the problem was last time. I'm going to hit F8, and hopefully it'll drop down into this line 9 now, which it wasn't doing before. So F8. Hey! It did it! Okay, let me continue. Just output the HTML, and let's go back and see what we ended up with. Yay! We got it. Victory! Okay, so I'm going to declare victory at this point. and I'm ready to upload this. I'll just check the indenting. I'll get rid of this now, I don't need it anymore. Check the indenting, yes, that's indented correctly. The variable names are reasonable, like insured, quonks, they fit the meaning of the program. I've got a complete page here with including the head and all that sort of stuff. And there are no HTML errors. We'll look at, well, no, we won't. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. So I'm now going to upload this to my server. I'm going to start le file zilaire. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to make a connection. There we go. I'm putting this in the skilling domain, skilling.us. Connect. All right, there it is. Here's skilling. I got a bunch of subdomains on skilling. The one for this is, where should we put this? Let's put it in web app examples. No, let's actually put it in web apps. That's this subdomain. All right. So, no, is that where I want this? What do I? No, I think I maybe. Right. Okay, yeah, web app examples. Let's put it there. All right. Web app examples, and I'll just open that. And here are various lessons. Different. That was actually different parts of the book. Here are lessons in the book. Let's see, I'll make a new directory here for this particular directory and enter it, and it's called, what was this? Getting it was called, I think. So that's the module it was in. Now that's the lesson this exercise is in. Okay, now I'll find where on my my D drive, which is where XAMPP is running. It's under htdocs, under web apps course, and I put it down. Where did I put this thing? Into PHP, right? Yeah, there it is. See, crystals. All right. So this is the directory with the files for the submission. In this case, it's just one. I'm going to go up and I'm going to grab the directory, the entire thing, over to here. All right, there it is. If I open up this, we should see it. There it is. Okay. So now let's check to make sure it's actually online. We'll go back to Chrome for this. Why not? All right, so I'm going to type web app examples is the domain I'm using for this. Hit enter, and it gives me a list I can navigate through. So I'm going to go to HTML and then to getting. See, it's right there, getting. Oh, look, crystals. Oh, look, crystals. Right? Because I haven't actually given it anything. We'll put in the quonks 311, ensured none. Bon, hey, victory. So then to submit this, actually this says not secure. That's because it's using the HTTP protocol. I'll just put HTTPS in there. It would be the same thing, but now it's secured. Now I'm going to take this, copy it. That's what I'm going to submit as my submission. I also need to submit the PHP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this in Explorer. So here's Explorer. I've already set up a quick access thing to htdocs, web apps course, HTML, and where did I put this? Where did I put this? Oh yeah, I put it here. Oops, no, I didn't. That's exam. You don't want example 1. You don't want that. Enter PHP. There it is, crystals. Now I could just upload this directly, or I could zip it. I like to use a program called 7-zip actually. So if I grab that, because it saves a step or two, and then I could say add to archive, crystals.zip, and I click OK. And there it is. So that I upload either of these files. Many of your exercises will have multiple files, so you'd use the zip. You put them all together in a zip and upload that. Seeing this is just one file, I could do either one. Okay, so we started with an exercise, which was down here somewhere. Here it is. Okay, so we read through that. It said, do a calculation, getting data from the URL. Okay, then I started PHP Storm. I made a directory for the exercise. I got the HTML for the template, and I got that from, you can get it from the basic web page template lesson if you wanted to, which is here. And if you scroll down, eventually you'll find it. Or I can go to the pattern list. And here it is here, basic page template. And then I just copied and pasted that in. I put in some PHP, and after a little while, I went and I just had a little bit of output. I tested it to see that it worked, and it did. And I put in the rest of the code, tested it, and I found a mistake. I didn't know where the mistake was, so I put in a breakpoint somewhere. I ran the program and then watched the values of the variables as it went by. So let's see, let's go back to this one. Is it this one? Yeah, I'll refresh this. So here's a breakpoint, and I could compare what I thought the values of the variables should be with what they actually were. So quonks is 1, well, that's what I expected, so that's fine. Insured is uppercase Y, that's what I expected, that's fine. And I was able to go through and compare those, and also make sure that the program was executing the lines I expected, the statements. So I expected it to go into this if, it did. Right, that's where the bug that I had before was in this thing here. So the debug is a great thing. You should learn to use it. It's your friend. All right, so that's it. Ask me any questions in the forum or online. Bye.